Mira's spacecraft descended slowly through the purple skies of Arenia. The clouds shimmered like liquid metal, and the sun reflected strange colors across the horizon. She had traveled far from Earth, 3 years of preparation, training, and long journeys in deep space. Now, she was finally here, standing on the surface of a world that few humans had ever seen. The ground beneath her boots was soft and warm, glowing faintly under her weight. It felt alive. As she stepped out of her spacecraft, Mira looked around. Towering crystal formations rose like mountains, sparkling with light that seemed to come from inside them. Trees with translucent leaves swayed gently in a wind she could barely feel. The air was clean, fresh, and sweet, unlike anything she had ever breathed. The planet seemed peaceful, but there was an energy in the atmosphere that made her heart beat faster. Mira checked her scanner, noting the unusual readings. Arenia's energy flows were strong and unpredictable. She felt a mixture of excitement and caution. Her mission was to explore and learn, but something about this place felt personal, as if the planet itself was waiting for her. She took a deep breath and walked forward, leaving her ship behind. Suddenly, movement caught her eye. Among the crystal towers, a figure appeared. At first, Mira thought it was a trick of the light, but then the figure stepped closer. She saw a young alien woman with silver blue skin. Her hair flowed like liquid, reflecting the colors of the sky. Her eyes were wide and filled with a strange longing. Mira froze. The alien was looking straight at her. The alien woman took a step forward and spoke. Her voice was soft, melodic, and somehow familiar. "I've waited for you so long, human." Mira's heart skipped a beat. She had trained for encounters with alien life, but nothing could prepare her for this moment. Mira raised her hand slowly to show she meant no harm. I am Mira," she said. "I am from Earth." "Who are you?" The alien smiled gently. "I am Tala," she said. "My people have been waiting for a human like you. We knew one day you would come to Arenia." Mira's mind raced. Waiting for a human? How could that be? She took another step closer, studying Tala. The alien's eyes seemed to hold centuries of hope and longing. Mira felt an unexpected warmth in her chest, as if the woman's presence was reassuring her, calming her nervous thoughts. Tala gestured to the world around them. "Come," she said. "I will show you our home. You must see the city above the rivers. It will help you understand why you were expected." Mira followed, her curiosity stronger than her fear. They walked together over the soft, glowing ground. Crystalline towers reflected light across their path, creating a kaleidoscope of colors. Mira noticed that the plants moved slightly as they passed, almost like they recognized Tala. The air was filled with a soft hum, a natural music that seemed to come from the planet itself. As they walked, Tala spoke again. "Our ancestors saw a vision of a human who would help us. We call it the prophecy of light. It says a visitor from another world will arrive and help protect Arenia from destruction." Mira listened carefully, trying to understand. A prophecy? She had always believed science and exploration guided her life, not visions or prophecies. Yet, as she looked at Tala, she could feel the truth in her words. The alien's hope was real. The planet felt alive, and Mira could feel its pulse in her own heartbeat. After some time, they reached the edge of a river of liquid crystal. It flowed like water, but shimmered with rainbow light. Above it, suspended on invisible supports, was a city. Towers of smooth crystal rose high into the sky. Bridges made of light connected them, and strange flying vehicles moved silently through the air. Mira had never seen anything like it. She felt a mixture of awe and fear. Tala looked at Mira with a gentle smile. "This is our city," she said. "It has been waiting for you too. We have built it to survive the storms of energy that threaten our planet, and soon you will help us understand how to protect it fully." Mira stepped closer to the edge of the river, watching the city reflect in the water. "It is beautiful," she said. "I have never imagined a place like this. It is alive." Tala nodded. "Yes, Arenia lives in every crystal, every tree, every river. And now, you are part of it. You are here because the planet needs you." Mira swallowed hard. The responsibility was enormous. She had trained for exploration missions, but this was beyond anything she had imagined. She felt both fear and determination. She wanted to help, but she also wanted to understand more about Tala and her people. Tala extended her hand, inviting Mira to take it. "Come with me," she said. "We will walk through the city. You will see how we live, how we survive, and why you are here. Every step will bring you closer to understanding your purpose on Arenia." Mira hesitated for a moment, then placed her hand in Tala's. The touch was soft but firm, and Mira felt a strange connection. It was as if the planet itself had accepted her, guiding her forward. Together, they crossed the river, stepping onto a bridge of light. Mira looked down and saw her reflection mingling with Tala's. For the first time, she felt that her journey had a greater meaning. As they entered the city, Mira noticed beings of all shapes moving gracefully among the towers. They had luminous skin, some with patterns that changed color, some with wings or multiple limbs. They paused briefly to watch her and Tala, but none showed hostility. Mira realized that this society was advanced, peaceful, and deeply connected to Arenia itself. Tala turned to Mira with a gentle expression. "You will learn from us, and we will learn from you. Together, we can protect this world. I have waited for this day, human, and now you are here." Mira nodded, her heart racing with excitement. She had arrived at a world full of wonder, mystery, and hope. Her journey on Arenia had only just begun. The sun dipped lower on the horizon, casting long shadows through the crystalline towers. Mira looked at Tala, and in her eyes, she saw trust, hope, and the promise of adventure. She knew that whatever challenges awaited her, she would face them for the first time. Mira understood that her journey was not just about exploration. It was about connection, courage, and discovering the true power of humanity on a world that had waited so long for her arrival. And so, Mira stepped forward into the city, ready to meet the people of Arenia and begin the adventure that would change her life forever. Mira followed Tala through the glowing streets of the alien city. The air shimmered with soft light, and the sound of gentle hums surrounded them. Everything felt alive. The bridges above the crystalline rivers reflected colors that shifted like rainbows. Mira could feel the energy of the city flowing through the ground beneath her feet. Through the walls, and even through her own body, Tala moved gracefully, as if she had always belonged to this place. Her silver-blue skin glimmered faintly in the light, and her eyes remained focused on Mira, filled with warmth and patience. "Do not be afraid," Tala said softly. "Everything here is part of Arenia. It will not harm you if you do not harm." Mira nodded, trying to calm the nervous excitement she felt. She had traveled too many places in her life, but nothing compared to the beauty and strangeness of Arenia. She reached out to touch a wall made of crystal, and it pulsed gently under her fingers. Almost like it recognized her presence, she withdrew, her hand in amazement. "It feels alive," she whispered. "Yes," Tala said with a gentle smile. "Everything here is life. The crystals, the rivers, even the buildings. Arenia connects all of us. That is why your arrival matters. Your people bring knowledge that will help us protect this world." As they walked, Mira noticed the inhabitants of the city. Some were tall and slender, others shorter with multiple arms, or glowing patterns across their skin. Each of them moved calmly, seemingly aware of Mira, but not afraid. One small group paused and studied her curiously, their large eyes reflecting the light of the city. Mira realized that the aliens were intelligent, peaceful, and deeply aware of each other. Tala led her to a large plaza at the center of the city. In the middle, a crystal fountain flowed with liquid light. The water reflected the sky, changing colors as the sun moved. The plaza was full of beings walking and talking, some sharing what looked like music with gestures, others moving in patterns that seemed like dances. Mira had never seen a society so connected and harmonious. "These are the citizens of Arenia," Tala said, her voice proud but gentle. "They live in harmony with the planet and with each other. They have waited for the day a human would arrive to help them face a danger they cannot solve alone." Mira's heart pounded. A danger. She had thought her mission would be simple exploration and study. Now, she realized there was more at stake. "What kind of danger?" she asked. Tala looked at her with serious eyes. "The energy storms that threaten Arenia are growing stronger. They come from the planet's core. Our technology alone cannot control them. The prophecy says that a human's knowledge will help save Arenia." Mira's mind raced. Energy storms from the planet's core. That sounded like a disaster. She swallowed hard, feeling the weight of responsibility. "How can I help?" she asked, trying to focus on what she could do. "You must first understand our ways," Tala said. "Then we will work together. Come, I will introduce you to our council." They moved toward a large building of crystal that seemed to float above the ground. Its surface reflected the plaza like a mirror. Inside, the walls glowed softly with natural light, and strange symbols moved across the surface like living messages. Mira felt a sense of calm as she entered. In the center of the room stood a group of elders. They were taller than Tala, their eyes bright and full of wisdom. Each one looked at Mira carefully. Tala stepped forward. "These are the leaders of Arenia," she said. "They have awaited your arrival. Human Mira, they wish to speak with you." One of the elders, who had a calm and steady presence, stepped forward. "Welcome, Mira," he said in a voice that echoed slightly in the crystal room. "We have prepared for this moment for generations. Your arrival brings hope to our people." Mira bowed slightly, feeling respect for the beings in front of her. "Thank you. I am honored to be here. I hope I can help in any way." The elder nodded. "To help, you must first learn about our planet. Arenia is alive in ways humans do not fully understand. The energy flows, the crystals, even the wind is part of its consciousness. We are connected to it, and now you must learn to connect as well." Tala guided Mira to a table covered with maps and glowing symbols. These maps show the energy flows beneath the surface. She explained, "The storms come when the flows become unstable. You will need to study them and find a way to stabilize the planet's energy." Mira leaned over the maps. Lines of light moved across the surfaces, changing colors as she watched. She could see the paths of energy flowing like rivers under the ground, connecting every part of the planet. She realized that Arenia's life was fragile, yet resilient. "I understand," she said. "I will do my best." Tala smiled, placing a hand gently on Mira's shoulder. "Your courage and knowledge will guide us. But you must also trust the planet, feel its rhythm, listen to its voice. Only then will you understand how to help fully." Mira took a deep breath. Closing her eyes for a moment, she could feel a faint vibration under her feet, a pulse that matched her heartbeat. It was subtle but steady, like the planet was speaking to her. She opened her eyes and looked at Tala. "I can feel it," she said. "The planet is alive. I will listen." The elder stepped closer. "Good. Trust will be important, Mira. There is more to learn, and time is short. The storms will grow stronger if we do not act. You will live among us, learn from us, and together we will find a solution." Mira nodded. She felt both nervous and inspired. Her journey had just begun, but she already knew that her mission would be about more than exploration. It was about connection, trust, and courage. Tala led Mira to a chamber filled with devices and tools she had never seen before. "This is where we work on stabilizing the energy flows," Tala said. "You will study with us. Your human perspective may show solutions we cannot see." Mira examined the equipment carefully. Some devices seemed to respond to her touch, glowing brighter as she moved her hands near them. She realized that Arenia's energy could interact with her own thoughts and actions. This discovery filled her with excitement. She was not just a visitor. She was part of the solution. As night fell over the crystal city, the buildings glowed softly, reflecting the stars above. Mira looked out over the rivers and towers and felt a sense of belonging she had never expected. Tala stood beside her, her eyes reflecting the light of the city. "You are here," Tala said softly, "and that is all that matters for now. Tomorrow, your training begins. Together, we will face the challenges ahead." Mira nodded, feeling both awe and determination. She had arrived on a world unlike any other, She had met its people, learned their hopes, and discovered their trust in her. And for the first time, she understood that this journey was about more than herself. It was about courage, unity, and the bond between humans and the living world. Of Arenia, with that thought, Mira turned toward Tala, ready to begin the adventure that would change both their worlds forever. The morning sunlight shimmered across the crystal towers of Arenia, casting dancing colors on the streets below. Mira woke early, her heart filled with both excitement and curiosity. Today, Tala promised she would see the ancient ruins that held the secrets of the planet's history. Mira dressed quickly and met Tala in the plaza, where the city was beginning to hum with life. Tala greeted her with a smile. "Are you ready?" she asked. Mira nodded. "I want to understand everything. I want to help your people." They walked together through the glowing streets, passing beings of all shapes and sizes. Each stopped briefly to watch Mira, as if her presence was unusual, but not threatening. Mira felt a growing sense of connection. She was no longer just a visitor. She was part of this world in a small but important way. After some time, they reached the edge of the city. Beyond it lay a vast forest of crystal trees. Their translucent leaves glimmered in the sunlight, and the ground beneath them pulsed faintly with energy. Tala led Mira carefully along a narrow path. The trees seemed to bend slightly as they passed, guiding their steps. "This forest has stood for thousands of years," Tala said. "It holds the memory of our people, and deep inside, the ruins of our ancestors remain. There, you will see why your arrival is so important." Mira's eyes widened. "Thousands of years? Your civilization is that old?" Tala nodded. "Yes. We have lived in harmony with Arenia for many generations. Our ancestors foresaw that one day, a visitor from another world would come. They left messages and devices in the ruins to help guide the chosen human. As they approached the ruins, Mira saw towering structures half buried in the crystal forest. The walls glowed faintly with inscriptions that shifted like liquid light. Strange symbols moved across the surfaces, forming images of stars, planets, and what appeared to be humans among the alien beings. Mira's heart raced. These were not just buildings, they were messages from the past. Tal guided her inside one of the larger ruins. The chamber was vast, with walls covered in glowing carvings. Mira could see scenes of Arenians studying energy flows, building their cities, and interacting with other worlds. Then, her eyes caught a scene that made her gasp. A human figure was shown standing among the aliens, touching a glowing crystal that pulsed like a heartbeat. Tala saw Mira's reaction. "That is why you are here," she said softly. "Our ancestors saw a vision of a human who would help protect Arenia. They left instructions for the human to follow, to guide our people and stabilize the planet." Mira walked closer to the carvings, tracing the patterns with her fingers. She felt a strange warmth in her chest. It was as if the energy of the carvings reached out to her, connecting her to the past. "It is amazing," she whispered. "They knew I would come." "Yes," Tala said. "They believed in hope. They believed that one day, a human's knowledge and courage would combine with ours to save Arenia from the energy storms that threaten it." Mira looked around the chamber, taking in every detail. The carvings showed ancient devices, some resembling machines, others glowing crystals arranged in patterns. She realized that these were early attempts to control the energy flows beneath the planet's surface. "I think I can understand this," she said, pointing to a diagram of flowing lines. "These lines show the paths of energy. If we can stabilize them, we can prevent the storms." Tala's eyes brightened. "Exactly. But to do that, you must study carefully. Our ancestors left puzzles and guides within these ruins. Only by understanding them fully will you know how to use your knowledge to protect the planet." Mira spent hours exploring the ruins, tracing patterns, and studying symbols. She noticed that some carvings responded to her touch, glowing brighter. When she pressed in certain places, it was as if the planet itself was testing her, recognizing her as the human who had arrived to fulfill the prophecy. As the sun moved across the sky, Tala explained more about the history of Arenia. "Long ago, our people discovered the energy flows that sustained the planet. They built cities and technology in harmony with the planet's life. But as the centuries passed, the energy became unstable. Our knowledge alone is not enough. That is why you are here, Mira. Your people have ideas and understanding that we do not. Together, we can restore balance. Mira nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility again. She had trained for challenges on Earth, but this was unlike anything she had imagined. She was not only exploring a new world, she was becoming part of its future. Tala led her to a smaller chamber within the ruins. In the center was a crystal pedestal, glowing softly with pulsing light. This is the heart of knowledge, Tala explained. It holds the memories of our ancestors. You can touch it, and it will share its information with you. But you must focus and be ready to learn. Mira placed her hands on the crystal. She felt a surge of energy, like a river flowing into her mind. Images, symbols, and ideas flashed before her eyes. She saw the methods the Arenians had used to stabilize energy flows, the mistakes that caused instability, and the solutions they had not yet tried. It was overwhelming, but she could feel herself understanding the patterns. When she removed her hands, Tala looked at her with pride. You are learning quickly. Our ancestors would be pleased. You are beginning to see what must be done to protect Arenia. Mira felt a mixture of awe and determination. She had always believed in human ingenuity, but now she understood that knowledge alone was not enough. It was the combination of trust, courage, and connection with the world that mattered. Arenia was alive, and it was speaking to her dot as they left the ruins. Mira looked back one last time. The ancient structures glowed in the fading sunlight, a reminder of the wisdom of the past. Tala walked beside her, silent but supportive. Mira felt a growing bond with the alien woman, a partnership that went beyond words. That was incredible, Mira said finally. I understand now why my arrival was expected. There is so much knowledge here, and so much hope. Tala smiled. Yes, and there is more to learn. You will study the energy flows, explore our cities, and work with our people. But always remember the lessons of the past. Our ancestors trusted in you, and now it is your turn to help protect Arenia. Mira nodded, feeling both excitement and resolve. She had arrived as an explorer, but now she was part of a mission that was larger than herself. The planet, the aliens, and the prophecy had given her a purpose she could never have imagined. As night fell over the crystal forest, the stars reflected in the rivers below, Mira looked at Tala, and in her eyes, she saw hope, trust, and determination. She knew that together, they would face the challenges ahead. Mira had begun to understand her place in this world, and the adventure that lay ahead promised to test her courage, knowledge, and heart. And so, with the wisdom of the past guiding her, Mira stepped forward into the journey that would define her destiny and the future of Arenia. The sun rose slowly over the crystal city, casting golden light across the towers and rivers. Mira stood at the edge of a bridge made of light, staring down at the flowing crystal waters below. She felt a mixture of awe and nervous anticipation. Today, Tala had promised she would begin the work that could save Arenia. Tala appeared beside her, moving with grace. Are you ready, Mira? She asked. Mira took a deep breath. I am ready. I want to help your people. Tala nodded. Then, we will begin. The first step is to understand the source of the energy storms. They come from deep beneath the planet, from the magnetic core. It is unstable, and the flows of energy above ground are affected. Our technology can help, but it cannot solve the problem alone. Mira studied the maps she had seen in the ruins, tracing the glowing lines that represented energy currents. She could see where the flows were tangled and chaotic. I think I understand, she said. The storms happen where the energy paths are blocked or misaligned. If we can find a way to guide the energy, we can stop the storms. Tala smiled. You see clearly. But to do this, you must enter the underground passages. They lead to the core. It will not be easy, and there will be dangers. Mira felt a chill of fear, but she pushed it aside. She had faced danger before, and she knew courage was required now. I will go, she said firmly. Tala led her to the entrance of a glowing tunnel at the base of a crystal cliff. The walls pulsed with faint energy, and the air vibrated as if alive. This tunnel leads to the first chamber beneath the city, Tala explained. From there, you can access the core's energy flows. You will need to use your knowledge and your instincts to navigate it. Mira stepped forward, her boots clicking against the glowing floor. The tunnel was narrow, but high enough to walk comfortably. Light from the crystals illuminated the way, shifting colors as they moved. Mira felt a connection to the energy, subtle at first, then stronger as they descended. As they walked, Tala spoke softly. The tunnels are part of Arenia. They're alive. They respond to intention and emotion. If you are calm and focused, the path will guide you. If you are fearful or unsure, it may become more difficult. Mira nodded. Keeping her breathing steady, she focused on the energy flows she had studied in the ruins, imagining how they could move smoothly through the planet. The walls seemed to glow brighter as if encouraging her, and she felt a strange reassurance. After some time, they reached the first chamber. It was vast, with walls covered in crystals that pulsed like hearts. Streams of energy flowed through the room, twisting and turning, seeking balance. Mira stepped forward, studying the paths carefully. She could see where the energy was blocked, and she began tracing patterns in the air. Imagining guiding the energy along smoother paths, Tala watched her closely. You are learning quickly, she said. Your people's understanding of mechanics and patterns helps you see solutions that we cannot. Use that knowledge, and the energy will respond. Mira focused all her attention on the flows. She moved her hands slowly, drawing invisible lines in the air. The energy streams began to shift. Aligning with the paths she imagined, the room glowed brighter, and she felt the pulse of the planet steadying beneath her. Suddenly, a surge of energy rushed through the chamber. Mira stumbled slightly, but Tala caught her hand. Steady yourself, Tala said calmly. The energy is testing you. It wants to know if you can guide it safely. Mira took a deep breath, closing her eyes. For a moment, she visualized the flows moving smoothly, connecting every part of the chamber. When she opened her eyes, the streams of energy were calm and balanced. Mira smiled with relief. That is excellent, Tala said. You have completed the first step. The core itself is next. It is deeper, and it will require courage, focus, and trust in yourself and Arenia. Mira nodded, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. She had succeeded so far, but she knew the journey was far from over. Together, they continued down the tunnels, moving toward the heart of the planet. As they walked, Mira noticed changes in the energy around them. The tunnels grew warmer, and the light shifted to deep blues and greens. She could feel the power of the core, steady and strong, but also unpredictable. Tala stayed close, guiding her when the paths split or twisted. Finally, they reached a vast chamber at the center of the planet. The walls glowed with energy, and streams of light flowed like rivers from the core. Mira could feel the vibrations in her body, as if the planet itself were alive and breathing around them. This is it, Tala said softly. The heart of Arenia, the core. Mira stepped forward, studying the flows. The energy was chaotic. In some areas, smooth in others, she could see where the storms above ground began. Her mind worked quickly, recalling the diagrams and lessons from the ruins. She began moving her hands in patterns, guiding the energy with precise movements. The streams responded slowly at first, twisting and aligning as she imagined. Mira felt her heart race, knowing that each movement mattered. Tala stood beside her, offering support but letting Mira take the lead. Hours passed as they worked together, adjusting flows and stabilizing currents. Mira felt the energy respond to her thoughts, almost like a conversation without words. She realized that her human perspective, combined with Tala's understanding of Arenia, could achieve what neither could do alone. Finally, Mira stepped back, exhausted but exhilarated. The chamber glowed steadily, the energy flows balanced and harmonious. Tala smiled, her eyes shining with pride. You have done it, she said softly. The first storms are under control. Arenia is stable for now. Mira felt a rush of relief. an accomplishment. She had faced fear, uncertainty, and the unknown, and she had succeeded. She looked at Tala, grateful for her guidance and support. "We did it together," Mira said. Tala nodded. "Yes, together. But there is still more to learn. The storms may return, and the planet's energy is always changing. You must continue to study, explore, and work with our people. You are part of Arenia now, Mira." Mira smiled, feeling a deep connection to the planet and the alien woman beside her. She knew that the challenges ahead would be difficult, but she also knew that she was not alone. Arenia had chosen her for a reason, and she was ready to face whatever came next. As they left the chamber and returned to the surface, Mira looked out over the glowing city. The rivers shimmered, the towers sparkled, and the air felt alive with renewed energy. She felt a sense of hope and purpose she had never known before. Tala walked beside her, her hand brushing lightly against Mira's. "You have courage, Mira," she said softly, "and that courage will guide us through the challenges ahead. Arenia is alive, and it trusts you." Mira nodded, feeling determination fill her heart. She had begun as an explorer, but now she was a guardian of a world, a partner in a mission that would test her skills, her courage, and her heart. The journey had only begun, and she was ready for the adventure that lay ahead. The sky over Arenia glowed with the soft colors of dawn. Mira stood at the edge of the city, looking down at the vast forest of crystal trees. Beyond it lay the entrance to the deeper tunnels that led toward the planet's core. Today, she would face the next stage of her journey, a test that would challenge her courage, focus, and trust in herself. Tala appeared beside her, her silver blue skin shimmering in the morning light. "Are you ready, Mira?" she asked, her voice calm but filled with care. Mira nodded, gripping the straps of her exploration pack. "I am ready. I know this will be dangerous, but I want to help your people. I want to protect Arenia." Tala smiled. "That is why you were chosen. Courage comes from knowing what matters most, and you understand that already. Follow me, and stay focused." They entered the forest, the path beneath their feet glowing faintly as if guiding them. The crystal trees towered above, their translucent leaves shimmering with light. Birds with luminous feathers flew silently through the branches, and small creatures with glowing eyes peeked curiously from the undergrowth. The forest seemed alive, watching them as they moved forward. "This forest is older than the city," Tala explained. "It remembers the past and watches the present. You must respect it, Mira, for it will help you if you remain calm and focused." Mira nodded, feeling the subtle pulse beneath her feet. She could sense the energy of the forest, a gentle rhythm that matched her own heartbeat. She took a deep breath and followed Tala along the winding path. After some time, they reached the entrance to a narrow tunnel. The walls glowed faintly, showing faint lines of energy moving through the rock. Tala stepped aside and gestured for Mira to enter. "The core lies beyond this passage," she said. "You must navigate the tunnels carefully. The energy there can be unpredictable, and the path will test your courage." Mira stepped into the tunnel, feeling the warmth and vibration of the planet all around her. The light shifted as she moved, responding to her presence. She focused on the energy flows she had studied in the ruins, imagining a smooth path through the chaotic currents. As they descended deeper, the tunnel narrowed, forcing them to move single file. The walls pulsed with bright energy streams that twisted and turned in complex patterns. Mira felt a thrill of fear, knowing that one wrong move could disrupt the balance. She kept her focus on the patterns, moving slowly and deliberately. Suddenly, a surge of energy rushed through the tunnel, throwing Mira slightly off balance. She stumbled, but Tala's hand was there, steadying her. "Do not be afraid," Tala said softly. "Trust yourself and the energy. You are part of this planet now. It trusts you." Mira closed her eyes for a moment, breathing deeply. She could feel the rhythm of Arenia, the pulse of the energy streams, and the steady presence of Tala beside her. She opened her eyes and continued, moving carefully along the twisting path. After what felt like hours, they reached a large chamber. The walls glowed with streams of energy flowing from the core above. The currents twisted in chaotic patterns, creating whirlpools of light that moved unpredictably. Mira knew this was the next test. She had to stabilize the energy or risk the storms above. She took a deep breath and focused on the paths she had studied. She moved her hands in deliberate motions, guiding the currents along smoother routes. The energy responded slowly at first, then began to flow more steadily. Mira could feel the tension in the chamber easing. Suddenly, a stronger surge of energy shot toward her, forcing her to step back. The light was blinding, and the floor vibrated beneath her feet. Mira's heart pounded, but she remembered Talus' words. Courage comes from knowing what matters most. She thought of Arenia, its rivers, forests, and people who had trusted her rival. She thought of Tala, who had guided her and believed in her, steeling herself. Mira stepped forward again, moving with precision and confidence. Her hands drew invisible patterns in the air, and the energy streams began to align. The chamber glowed, brighter as the current steadied, and Mira felt a sense of triumph and relief. Tala stepped beside her, her eyes shining with pride. "You have done well," she said softly. "This chamber is balanced. The core responds to your courage and focus. You have proven yourself." Mira exhaled, feeling a rush of accomplishment. She had faced fear, uncertainty, and powerful energy that could have overwhelmed her. But she had succeeded, guided by her knowledge, intuition, and trust in the planet and Tala. "Thank you, Tala," Mira said, her voice steady. "I could not have done this without your guidance. I feel connected to Arenia in a way I never imagined." Tala smiled, placing a hand gently on Mira's shoulder. "And that connection will grow stronger. You are learning to listen to the planet, to understand its rhythms and respond with courage. That is what is needed to protect Arenia fully." As they rested in the chamber, Mira looked around at the flowing energy streams. She realized that this test was not just about skill or knowledge. It was about trust, courage, and the bond between human and alien. She had learned to listen, to feel, and to act with determination. After a brief pause, Tala led Mira deeper into the tunnels. "There are more chambers ahead," she said. "Each one will test you in new ways. The journey to the core is not easy, but every challenge strengthens your connection to the planet and your ability to help." Mira followed, her steps confident. She felt a growing sense of purpose. She was no longer just an explorer. She was a guardian, entrusted with the task of protecting a world that had waited for her rival. As they moved through the tunnels, Mira noticed subtle changes in the energy. The currents became more complex, responding to her presence in ways she could feel but not yet see. She realized that her actions could influence the flows, and her courage could stabilize areas that had been unstable for centuries. At one point, a sudden surge of energy blocked their path. Mira froze, feeling fear creep into her mind. Tala placed a hand on her back, steadying her. "Remember what you have learned," Tala said softly. "Trust yourself, trust Arenia, and trust the bond we share. You are stronger than you think." Mira took a deep breath, centering herself. She reached out with her hands, feeling the currents, imagining the flows aligning. Slowly, the surge eased, and the path opened. Mira felt a rush of relief and pride. She had faced fear and prevailed, guided by courage, focus, and connection. Finally, after hours of careful navigation, they reached a chamber where the energy was calm but powerful. The core itself pulsed beneath them, steady and alive. Mira could feel its strength and fragility at the same time. She looked at Tala, who nodded in encouragement. "You have done well, Mira," Tala said. "The test of courage is complete. You have proven yourself capable of facing the dangers of the core. Now, we must continue our work, learning to stabilize the planet fully. But remember, courage and trust will always guide you." Mira smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. She had faced fear, danger, and uncertainty, and she had succeeded. She had proven to herself, to Tala, and to Arenia that she was ready for the challenges ahead. As they prepared to leave the chamber, Mira took one last look at the glowing energy streams. She knew that the journey was far from over, but she also knew that she had the strength, courage, and connection needed to face whatever lay ahead. With Tala by her side and the heartbeat of Arenia guiding her, Mira stepped forward into the tunnels. Once more, ready to continue the adventure that would shape the future of both her world and the planet she had come to love. The sun was setting over the crystal towers of Arenia, casting long reflections across the rivers of light. Mira stood at the edge of a plaza, feeling the gentle hum of the planet beneath her feet. After days of exploring, learning, and facing the core's energy challenges, she felt stronger, more confident, and deeply connected to Arenia. Tala appeared beside her, her eyes glowing softly in the evening light. "You have grown, Mira," she said. "Your courage and focus have strengthened the bond between you and Arenia. But the final challenge remains. The energy storms above the planet are approaching, and we must act quickly to protect the city and the people." Mira nodded, her heart steady. "I am ready. Tell me what we need to do." Tala led her through the city, past the glowing rivers and bridges of light, to a high tower that overlooked the central river. From here, Mira could see the full scope of Arenia. Crystalline forests stretched into the distance, the city towers sparkled, and the energy currents pulsed across the landscape like flowing ribbons of light. Above the horizon, dark clouds began to gather, swirling with dangerous energy. "The storms are forming faster than we predicted," Tala explained. "If we do not guide the energy properly, the city will be at risk. We must combine our knowledge and strength to stabilize the flows before the storms strike." Mira looked at the sky, feeling the urgency. She took a deep breath and focused on the energy of the planet, letting it flow through her senses. She could feel the currents moving beneath her, twisting and turning, searching for balance. Tala stood beside her, a steady presence and guide. "Remember," Tala said softly, "you are not alone. Trust in yourself, in me, and in Arenia. Together, we can succeed." Mira nodded. Closing her eyes for a moment to center herself, she imagined the energy currents flowing smoothly, connecting the rivers, forests, and towers of the city. Slowly, she opened her eyes and raised her hands, guiding the flows with deliberate movements. The currents began to respond. Streams of light moved in harmony, twisting and aligning as Mira had visualized. The energy pulsed in steady rhythms, and Mira could feel Arenia itself cooperating, strengthening under her guidance. Suddenly, a surge of chaotic energy shot from the horizon toward the city. Mira's heart raced, but she did not falter. She moved her hands faster, drawing patterns in the air to redirect the currents. Tala stepped beside her, adding her own guidance. Together, their movements became a dance of light and energy, balancing the flows with precision and harmony. The storm drew closer, dark clouds swirling with intense energy. But Mira and Tala's combined efforts held the currents steady. The city remained safe, its towers glowing brightly as the energy above shifted and calmed. Mira felt a deep sense of relief, knowing that their work was succeeding. "Keep going," Tala said, her voice firm but calm. "The storm is strong, but our unity is stronger. Focus on the connections, Mira. Let the energy flow naturally." Mira closed her eyes again, letting the planet's pulse guide her movements. She felt a connection not only to Arenia, but also to Tala and the people who had trusted her. The energy responded, moving in graceful arcs, forming bridges of light that connected the city and the forests. The storm above began to lose its intensity, the dark clouds dissipating as the energy flows stabilized. Mira's heart soared. She had done it. Together, they had protected the city and the people of Arenia. Tala placed a hand on Mira's shoulder. "You have done more than I imagined," she said. "You have proven that humans and Arenians can work together, combining courage, knowledge, and trust. You have strengthened the bond between our worlds." Mira smiled, feeling a mixture of pride and joy. "I could not have done it without you, Tala. You guided me, taught me, and helped me understand Arenia. Together, we succeeded." Tala's eyes softened. "Yes, together. This is the true lesson, Mira. Strength is not in one person alone. It is in unity, in working with others, and in listening to the world around us. That is how Arenia survives, and that is why your arrival was so important. Mira looked out over the city as the last remnants of the storm faded. The towers sparkled like jewels, the rivers of light shimmered, and the forest glowed softly. She felt a deep sense of connection, knowing that she had helped protect this world and that she was now part of its story. As the night fell, Mira and Tala walked through the city, observing the people. Arenians of all shapes and sizes moved gracefully through the streets, their eyes filled with gratitude and wonder. Some approached Mira, offering gestures of thanks and respect. She realized that she was not just a visitor or a helper. She was a symbol of hope and unity for this world. Tala led Mira to a quiet balcony overlooking the central river. The water shimmered with reflections of the city lights, creating a tapestry of color and life. "You have completed the greatest challenge so far," Tala said softly. "But remember, Mira, Arenia will always have changes, challenges, and storms. Your journey is only beginning. You will continue to learn, to guide, and to protect." Mira nodded, feeling determination fill her heart. "I understand. I will continue to help, to learn, and to protect Arenia. I have found purpose here, and I will not let it go." Tala smiled and reached out, taking Mira's hand. "And you will never be alone. The planet, our people, and I will be with you. Together, we will face whatever comes next." Mira looked into Tala's eyes. Feeling a bond that went beyond words, she realized that this partnership, this trust and connection, was what made the impossible possible. Humans and Arenians, working together, could achieve harmony with the planet and overcome any danger. The stars appeared above the city, reflecting in the rivers and crystals. Mira felt a sense of peace, knowing that she had found not only adventure, but also a home, a purpose, and a connection that would last a lifetime. As she stood beside Tala, Mira made a silent promise. She would continue to protect Arenia, to learn from its wisdom, and to honor the trust placed in her. The storms had tested her courage, but she had proven that unity, focus, and trust could overcome even the most powerful forces. And in that moment, Mira knew that the journey was far from over, but she was ready. She had discovered the strength within herself, the power of connection, and the true meaning of courage. With Tala by her side and the heartbeat of Arenia guiding her, Mira stepped forward into the night, prepared for the adventures and challenges that lay ahead. The first light of morning bathed the crystal city of Arenia in soft gold and pink. Mira stood at the top of a high tower, overlooking the rivers, forests, and glowing towers of the city. She could feel the energy of the planet beneath her feet, steady and alive, as if Arenia itself were breathing. Tala joined her silently, her presence calm and reassuring. "You have done well, Mira," she said softly. "The storms have passed, the city is safe, and the energy flows are stable. You have proven yourself beyond what we imagined." Mira looked out over the city, feeling a mix of pride, relief, and awe. "It is beautiful," she said. "I never imagined a world like this. I never imagined that I could help it. But now, I feel like I belong here." Tala smiled, her eyes reflecting the sunlight. "You do belong here. Your courage, knowledge, and connection to Arenia have made a difference. But remember, belonging comes with responsibility. You must continue to guide, to learn, and to protect." Mira nodded, feeling determination fill her heart. She knew that her journey was not over. Arenia would always have challenges, and she would always have a role to play in keeping it safe. But for the first time, she felt confident that she could face anything with courage and unity. As they walked through the city, Mira saw the people of Arenia gathering in the central plaza. Tall, slender figures, creatures with multiple arms, and beings with glowing patterns on their skin moved gracefully together. They were celebrating, their gestures forming music and light, showing gratitude and joy. Mira felt a deep warmth in her chest, knowing that she had helped protect these lives. One elder approached Mira, their eyes filled with wisdom and kindness. "You have done more than stabilize the energy," the elder said. "You have brought hope and trust. You have shown that humans and Arenians can work together in harmony. This day will be remembered for generations." Mira bowed slightly, humbled by the praise. "Thank you. I only did what I could. I could not have done it without Tala and the guidance of your people." The elder nodded. "And yet, your presence has changed Arenia forever. You have proven that courage, trust, and unity can overcome the greatest challenges. That is a lesson we will carry forward." Tala led Mira to the rivers that flowed through the city. The water shimmered with light, reflecting the towers and forests around them. "The planet is calm now," Tala said, "but Arenia will always need guardians. Your role is not finished. You must continue to learn from the planet, guide the energy, and teach others how to live in harmony." Mira knelt beside the river. Reaching out to touch the glowing water, she felt its pulse, steady and strong, and she realized that her connection to Arenia was deeper than she had ever imagined. "I will," she said softly. "I will continue to help and protect this world. I will honor the trust that has been placed in me." Tala placed a hand gently on Mira's shoulder. "You have already proven that you are capable, and now you are part of Arenia's future. Together, we will face whatever comes next, and the planet will thrive because of our unity." Mira looked up at Tala, feeling a deep bond of friendship, trust, and partnership. She realized that this journey had changed her forever. She had come to Arenia as an explorer, but she had become a guardian, a teacher, and a symbol of hope. As they walked through the city, Mira noticed small children playing among the crystal towers, their laughter echoing softly through the streets. She saw families moving together, working in harmony, and sharing joy. She realized that the energy of Arenia was not just in the rivers, the forests, or the core. It was in the people, in their connection to the planet, and in the bond between humans and Arenians. Mira stopped at the central plaza, looking up at the sky. The clouds that had brought storms before now glowed softly, peaceful and calm. The city sparkled below, alive with energy and life. Mira felt a surge of hope and inspiration. She had faced fear, danger, and the unknown, and she had succeeded. She had learned the true meaning of courage, trust, and unity. Tala joined her once more. "Do you feel it?" she asked. "The harmony of the planet, the city, and its people? That is what you have helped create. That is the power of connection and courage." Mira smiled, feeling tears of joy in her eyes. "I feel it. I feel like I belong, like I am part of something greater than myself. I have found purpose here." Tala nodded. "And that purpose will guide you in all the challenges ahead. Arenia has chosen you, Mira, because you have the heart, the courage, and the wisdom to protect it. You are part of this world, now and always." As the sun rose higher, casting warm light across the city, Mira looked around and realized how much she had grown. She had come to Arenia as a stranger, unsure and cautious, but she had learned, faced challenges, and formed bonds that would last forever. She had helped stabilize the planet, protect its people, and create hope for the future. The people of Arenia gathered around Mira and Tala, their movements forming a celebration of light and music. Mira felt a deep connection to each of them, realizing that their unity and trust were as important as the energy flows. She had worked to stabilize. She smiled, knowing that together, they could face any challenge and create a future full of hope and harmony. Tala turned to Mira, her expression full of pride. "This is only the beginning, Mira. The planet will always have challenges, but you now know how to face them. Courage, trust, and connection will guide you, and together, we will ensure that Arenia thrives." Mira nodded, feeling a deep sense of resolve. "I understand, Tala. I will continue to learn, protect, and guide. I will honor Arenia and its people, and I will never forget the trust that has been placed in me." The city sparkled in the morning light, rivers of energy flowing smoothly, forests glowing softly, and towers shimmering with life. Mira stood at the center, feeling the heartbeat of the planet beneath her feet. She knew that her journey had transformed not only Arenia but herself. She had found courage, purpose, and connection, and she was ready for whatever adventures the future would bring. And so, under the golden light of a new dawn, Mira and Tala stood together, united with Arenia, ready to face the future, protect the planet, and guide its people toward harmony, courage, and hope. A new chapter had begun, and with it, the bond between human and alien, past and present, courage and trust, would ensure that Aurenia's light would shine forever.